There's a lot of companies going through annual planning right now, and I've been helping companies do it for almost 4 years now, and I've seen some really good approaches of what people do, and I see some common things that you might want to avoid, and so I'm going to share some of those with you in hopes that it helps you get going. Number one, only using a top-down model to project your outcomes. This is one that happens a lot. It happens across the board very often in Series A, B type of companies, but I see it happening also in larger, more established organizations as well. The issue with this is that a top-down model is often not rooted in reality. It's not rooted in historical performance. It comes from setting a number. Hey, this year we got to go from 25 to 50 million ARR. Because our investors said that if we triple, double, then we'd get to 100 million ARR. So we got to go from 25 to 50. That's what they put in the model. And then they just go, well, I guess marketing will be responsible for half and sales will be responsible for the other half. Okay, let's go team. Let's go out and get it. And this is your opportunity as a demand gen leader, or as a marketing leader, to run your bottoms up model to make sure that the goals are realistic, that you have enough time to ramp, that you have the resources necessary in order to hit the targets, that you get alignment with the rest of your team on what sources of pipeline are going to help get you there. And that helps you have a conversation with people. If the top down comes 25 to 50 and you come back and say, hey, based on historicals, marketing contributed only 23% last year. So even if we did X, Y, and Z, it's likely that we'll only be able to contribute 40 to 45% next year, not 50. I think that we should reforecast X, Y, and Z. Alternatively, I put together a plan with an option of, if we wanted to try and go for 50, the things that I would need in order to make that happen, which would include 2 or 3 more headcount, more media spend, an additional X, Y, and Z to run events or something. And so that gives you the opportunity to have a educated business conversation with the rest of the executive team and the revenue team about what's needed in order to hit these targets, because getting that set at the beginning is way better than getting halfway through Q1 and realizing, oh shit, like there's no way that we're gonna be able to get there. A sub-bullet to this is that when you actually look at the sources of pipeline, so main sources of pipeline for marketing for most companies is going to be through your website, through events, potentially some type of other type of affiliate aggregators or syndication, like a G2, a software advice, things like that. Those are probably 3 major categories. And then looking at what are the things that we would need to do to even go from $3 million a quarter in pipeline from your website to $8 million a quarter? Are we going to be able to get that from Q1 to Q2, that 5 million, 150% jump almost? Are we going to be able to do that, or do we need more time to ramp? How is that going to work? Number 2, building in unrealistic improvements to conversion rates in your funnel. We won 18% of SQOs last year. This year we're going to win 30%. That's why our revenue is going to go up by 55, 60%. And I'm saying these things, saying them as I'm joking, but these actually happen when people build their models, not only in annual planning, but sometimes just from August to September, our conversion rate is going to go from 25 to 50, and just build in unrealistic conversion rates to hit a tops down projection when it's most likely not going to happen. Number 3, assume success in an unproven GTM model or segment. So an easy example for this is companies that build in, hey, our ACV and SMB is 8K ARR. We are going to need bigger deals in order to be successful. So let's plan in that we close a bunch of enterprise deals for more than 100K. Not having any success closing those deals, not having a proven GTM, not knowing what the sales cycles are, the conversion rates, how you're actually going to get those accounts into your pipeline and close them. But for the back half of the year, you're planning on most of your deals being that size. And then when you get there and you don't have it, you have an unproven GTM in your model, it creates a huge amount of risk in your plan. So before you put it in the plan, you put it in the number to go and report it back to the board and say, chalk it up as, hey, we're going to get this done. I would highly recommend making sure that model is proven before you put it in the plan. Number 4 is assume unproven channels deliver for you. Like, for instance, coming into 2022 planning, hey, this year is the year that we're going to crush our podcast. We've published 0 episodes. We don't create any content online. We've never tried it before, but our podcast is what's going to end up driving the growth of our company this year. And whatever it is, right? It doesn't have to be organic. It doesn't have to be podcast. It could be spending more money on media or any other thing. The point here is that you have an unproven channel that you don't understand and have not characterized the impact of that channel or the scalability, but then build it into your model without understanding those details, which again creates risk in the plan. Number 5, Planning on new programs to deliver on day one. This one I see a lot. Hey, we'll just turn on that agency and all of a sudden we'll go from $3 million a quarter in pipeline to $9 million. That'll work great. Or hey, we will build in that additional spend on Google where we go from $50K a month to $300K a month on paid search ads, and that impacted pipeline is going to happen that month that we put it on. Not recognizing that there's a ton of fine-tuning, mistakes that need to be made, learnings that need to happen, which can take months in order to really dial in what is the appropriate amount of spend, what are the expected results, where is the point of diminishing returns. And so I think people just don't think about the time ramp necessary to introduce a new channel, which I would estimate is somewhere between 3 and 6 months to really have a new channel tuned in. From a paid standpoint, organic might be even higher than that, but 6 months is a good window. Number 6, to round this out, not completing annual planning in a timely manner so that your team doesn't know what the goals are and you're halfway through Q1. What do you do there? Nobody knows whether they're succeeding or failing. Nobody knows whether they're on track. Making sure that planning happens in a timely manner and is rolled out. Obviously, you can reforecast and you can replan, but having something for the team to set out to go and accomplish on day one of the new year, I think is a good strategy. And I just tend to see a lot of companies fall behind on that. I understand that these models are incredibly complex and businesses are moving fast and all of those different details, but to get your team to buy into a plan and then actually go out and execute and get it done, I think that you want to have that all, what the goals are set going into the new year. And that rounds out some of the planning blunders to avoid in 2022 annual planning.